Hey guys, Mus here. So I was just trying to think of ways to give you guys some value while you aren't training. We've done a fair few solo drills already, but there's only so many times you can do that up and down your corridor or drag your partner into it if you're doing unskilled drills. So let's start trying to think a little bit more cerebrally and get a little bit more conceptual about and or understand what it is that we're trying to do when we come back to training. So let's do, I'll give you a couple of different ways to start laying out a really basic game plan. They can be very time consuming if you haven't done something like this before. So let's just start with a circle in the middle of the page, and then you can write top or top positions. And in that circle, I want you to write as many concepts or principles that you understand about what you should be doing in general when you're on top. And so some ideas would be to use your weight. So you might write that, and then you might write close the distance. Obviously on top, we're trying to keep distance between us and our partner as small as possible. Stay tight. Then you put your positions, and we have, just as a quick run through, don't look at my symmetry, it'll be all over the show, but mount, side control, back control, north-south, and knee ride, or some people call it knee on belly. And then in each position, what I challenge you to do is write down, if you had your ideal scenario, you could put your hands anywhere you wanted to. What would your grips be? Do at least one for gi and no gi. Don't get too complicated and do multiple ones. Do like your favorite gi and no gi. What's your grip going to be? It's totally fine if it's the same. Then you'd want to put down what's required for control of that position. So for back, you might talk about what you need to do with your harness, what you should be doing with your legs, what you should be doing with your hooks. Okay. And within that, you might like to include where you want your partner to be. Do you prefer back control when they're belly down? Do you prefer triple threat or then belly up on the opposite side to triple threat? Then you want to write down your, changing my S's all the time. If you can't read that, it's submissions. So write down your favorite subs from there. And if you can't get a sub, or your partner's doing a good job of escaping, where would you move to next? What's your next upgrade? And or downgrade sometimes, but how are you going to stay in control of the match? So you've got your grips, how you control the position, the submissions you would do from that position, and the transitions if you're going to lose it and or you want to upgrade. Okay, so an idea for back control and upgrade would be maybe solitary. Starting to triangle set up a triangle on the upper body, one arm isolated. So work your way through them all. In about a week or so, we can touch base and do a little live session and Q&A and fill in some of the gaps for you if you like. What I'd suggest is if you get to any and you're like, ooh, I really don't know what I would do from there, maybe do some study on it. See if, look up some videos on YouTube, watch some competition matches and see what the guys at the elite level are doing. And or there's plenty of articles out there with stats about the most common submissions in high level competition. So, and or most common passes and or sweeps. So it might give you an idea of where to put your energy, you know, that whole 80-20 principle. If a mind map style doesn't tickle your fancy, then you're just doing the same thing, but list it. Top positions, your principles, your first position, regardless of what it may be, grips, control, subs, where to from there, next position. I would start with your favorite top position, okay? Kids, if you guys are watching, what I'd like you to try and do is just put Jiu-Jitsu in the circle on the page and write down a few things that you either enjoy about it and or remember. And then put any positions you remember around it. You might go back control, and then write down any gains. Crazy horse, boiled egg. I'll finish that off. Boiled egg. And then you might also do what I suggested to the adults. Submissions you know from there, movements that you know from there. How do I get from back control to mount? And then you could play a little game with mum or dad and watch some YouTube videos. See if you can recognize any of those positions in the matches that you watch. Tell mum and dad what each person should be doing underneath, on top, what their role is, what they should be looking for, and have a little fun with it. I'll try and touch base with you guys again soon. Have fun.